sing a tune. See them tumbling down, pledging their love to the ground. Lonely but free I'll be found, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweeds.
The group you're watching right now is Riders in the Sky. They're from Nashville, and we taped them basically for bringing it all back home type purposes back on March 21st at Off the Wall Hall. It's a little redundant to even say it, but the music they play is of the cowboy American Western variety. It's a genre that I have to admit I'm not all that familiar with, but I have found someone in Lawrence who knows the stuff well. Maybe you know him in person as the proprietor of Better Days Records as Bob Wilson, or maybe you're familiar with his radio show, in which case you may know him as Ranger Bob.
As a kid, when you're watching westerns, the things you didn't want to see was the cowboy hero and the woman kiss, and you didn't want to hear them start singing around the campfire. All you wanted was chasing, action. But somewhere along the line, like in later years, nostalgically looking back, about all I can really remember is the guys sitting around the campfire. I mean, it's too young for it then. I like it now. There's no intellectual reason for it. I just like the way it sounds. I like it generally, anything from, Jimmy Rogers right on up to when the Nashville sound became so predominant. You got the same 12 people playing the same 12 riffs over and over again. Somewhere in the early to mid-'60s, it just...
How long ago was it that you found yourself sliding back into this kind of music?
About the time of Asleep at the Wheel's first album. See, I know it's 1971, 1972. It was something I hadn't ever really listened to a lot, and I liked that album, so I got into Western swing, and then just went all the way back, all the way forward, and just picked it up as fast as I could, because the records themselves are becoming, hard to run down, hard to find. Because country collecting is a big market now, and it wasn't 10 or 15 years ago.
So are you a big country collector then?
I buy what I can find at yard sales and stuff like that. Interestingly enough, the best country and western reissues come out of Germany and Japan. America, for some reason, is not into it. They want the big dollars, and obviously if you reissue a Tex Ritter album, you're not going to make the big dollars, but in Germany and in Japan especially, there's a ton of that stuff floating around.
You did have the radio show, and you say you are currently being Ranger Bob?
No, I am retired right now. We have plans, if we get any takers, to do kind of a syndicated oldies country and western show. Not concentrating so much on the hits, but getting a general air of a mood, like Western swing. Mm-hmm. Most of those songs didn't make the country and western charts. Per se. They're just a lot of fun. It's honest, and it combines a lot of Western swing, especially, just a lot of styles I like blues and swing jazz and Cajun, and later on even rockabilly. You can find it all kind of glommed into one thing, and it works.
Yeah. I was a little surprised at just how versatile Riders in the Sky were. What'd you think?
Yeah, that's what surprised me. I thought it was going to be like go in and see a basic barbershop group singing campy country and western numbers, and it wasn't. They were very good. They were authentic. It's like one of those things you wouldn't expect to see in your lifetime now, because there is a group that calls themselves the Sons of the Pioneers now, and they're frighteningly ordinary or bad. I mean, they're old, but none of the originals are in it at all. They don't even come close. It's just pretty boring. None of the harmony, no yodeling, and none of the real flashy guitar playing, fiddle play.
Woody Paul, the Jazz Cowboy.
After my cowgirl is gone.
What was his jockey? too.
He's too slim.